What were you saying? Okay.
Ooh. Next week, right here on Dynamite at Grand Slam in New York City, for the first time ever, it's the Sex Gods going one-on-one. Jericho versus Guevara for the first time ever, like I said. Lots of history behind this match. Sammy and I have been together for 4 years, since the very first episode of Dynamite. We've been together through highs and lows, ups and downs and ups again. As a matter of fact, we wanted to remind you about some of the great memories and great times we've had over those years. Let's check out the package that we put together for you guys here tonight. Right here in Cincinnati. God, look how sexy he is.
Chris Jericho is like a father figure to me.
We're not just best friends.
Keep dreaming bigger dreams.
We're brothers. We're blood brothers.
Well, don't forget me. Don't let me go. If you don't live up to the hype. Well, don't forget me. Don't let me go. You used to call me when I was the only friend you know. Well, don't forget me.
That was beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah.
You look like a little baby in those early years, man.
Chris, I have a confession.
But
I still don't know the lyrics to Judas. I'll still learn. I'm still learning.
You weren't in key either, so don't worry about it. October 21st, 2018, I was watching the NWA 70th anniversary pay-per-view, and on one of the prelim matches, I saw a kid called Sammy Guevara. And I was completely blown away, to the point I called Tony Khan right then and there and said, we need to sign this kid. I was blown away by his athleticism, by his creativity, by the way he looked, by the way he carried himself. I wasn't blown away by the giant panda that you wore in your head back then, but I knew that he had what it took to be a big star, and I wanted him with me to help him out as much as I possibly could.
Heartfelt words from Jericho.
And over the years, I've watched Sammy grow from a boy into a man. Seriously, I've seen him mature, I've seen you win titles, I've seen you get married, and now you're ready to give birth to a very baby girl of your own.
Technically, it's time Ellen's going to give birth.
Your wife is ready to give birth. But I just want to say, listen, man, I'm really proud of you and everything you've accomplished over the last 4 years. I'm serious.
That's really cool of Chris.
Thank you, Chris. I know the typical wrestling thing is to come out here and talk some trash about your brother, but I don't want to do that. You're my friend, and truthfully, you inspire me. When I was a kid, I used to do code breakers in my mom's backyard. And so I wanted to come out here before one of the biggest matches of my life and say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for changing so many people back there's life. Because without Chris Jericho, there is no AEW. But truthfully, Chris, I didn't come to this company to just be Chris Jericho's sidekick. I got into professional wrestling to be the man, to be world champion. I want this place to look at me the way they look at Mox, the way they look at Danielson, the way they look at you. But I know in my heart that's never gonna happen as long as I'm in your shadow. So that's why I need to beat you next week.
It's true. Everything you said is true. But let me get one thing straight, Sammy. You were never brought into AEW to be Chris Jericho's sidekick. Okay, you were brought here to become a main event player, a money-making draw for AEW, and you are getting closer and closer every single week. And that's why I told you months ago, I told you and Danny Garcia too, if you want to get to the next level, you got to do it outside of Chris Jericho's influence. You have to do it on your own. And next week, you have the biggest opportunity to do that. You're right, it's one of the biggest matches of your career. It's one of the biggest matches of my career. And you have to beat me to get to the next level. But if you're gonna beat Chris Jericho, you're gonna have to be the best Sammy Guevara that you've ever been. You're gonna have to be better than you've ever been before if you have a chance to beat me. But I don't think you're ready to beat me yet.
And there it is. That's why I need to beat you next week. Because you don't truly respect me like I respect you. It's whatever Jericho wants. That's what it's been like for 4 years. So you know what, Chris? Next week, I'm gonna beat you as this man, not the 2018 me at NWA 70, not the Sammy Guevara with the panda head. The man, Sammy Guevara, standing in front of you right now is gonna beat you. And I'm gonna earn your respect, and then we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna hug, and we're gonna win some tag team titles.
Ooh. Jericho trying to get into Sammy's head ahead of Dynamite Grand Slam 1 week from tonight.
Actually, I think he's already in his head.
Let me make something perfectly clear, Sammy. Next week, I'm gonna give you the match of your life. And I'm not gonna go easy on you. I'm going to beat the living hell out of you. I'm gonna punch you harder than I've ever punched anybody in my life. And I expect the exact same thing from you.
I wouldn't want it any other way.